3 days ago, I chose silence. For peace. For clarity. Not to spread panic. Not to wound pride. But today, silence feels like betrayal. Because what happened in our sky is no longer just about fighter jets. It's about identity, illusion, and the fall of a myth we worship blindly. The world is watching now. And the illusion of India's aerial invincibility? It has shattered. A Rafale-powered fairy tale is now a cautionary tale. Our jets are grounded, our pride shaken. And the sound we all hear? It's not the roar of engines, it's the silence of defeat. We were told we ruled the skies, that Rafales were untouchable, that Spectra EW could jam anything. That doctrine alone would win wars. But the battlefield does not care for narratives. And in May 2025, that battlefield told us the truth. Not just defeat, collapse. 180 Indian jets, poised, ready, the mission, a second Balakot, a message to the world. But the line was never crossed, because across that border was a trap, not just Pakistan, but their invisible war doctrine. J-10C fighters flying cold and silent, PL-15E missiles, Mach 5 killers with 300-plus kilometer reach, Saab Erieye AWACS, watching, locking, linking. 2 Rafales never made it home. 4 others never stood a chance. And what hit them wasn't radar. It was a silent kill chain. There was no dogfight. It was a ghost strike, a digital execution, and we were not hunters. We were the prey. Since that day, our skies have fallen eerily quiet. Not from weakness, but from the cold, bitter realization we were outclassed. The IAF stays 300 kilometers behind its own border. Why? Because every time a jet takes off, it's spotted, tracked, targeted. Because one more Rafale down could break the spirit completely. This isn't about bravery. Our pilots are brave. But what do you do when bravery becomes a suicide mission? Our so-called air superiority now lives in headlines, not in the sky. India bought dominance. Pakistan built systems. We bought jets. They built an ecosystem of radars, satellites, and real-time fusion. The backbone? C4ISR, command, control, communication, computers, intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance. They didn't outgun us. They out-networked us. The Rafale didn't crash because it's a bad plane. It crashed because it flew into a battlefield it couldn't even see. We invested in glamour. They invested in guidance. And now, our $250 million pride has become a glorified target. This isn't 2019. This isn't Balakot. This is 2025, the digital battlefield. Pakistan didn't send jets. They sent data. They sent algorithms. They sent an invisible army of sensors and signals. And what did we do? We hid behind drones, pretending caution is courage. But the truth? We're grounded, not by missiles, but by fear. Fear of a sky we no longer understand. This isn't about aircraft anymore. It's about humility. It's about a painful question. How did we believe buying jets would make us masters of the sky? India's dream didn't die because of weak pilots. It died because we tried to buy dominance without building it. The Rafale didn't fail us. We failed it. We fed it to an enemy we underestimated, and were too arrogant to see. Now is not the time for chest-thumping speeches or cinematic Air Force trailers. It is the time to reflect, to rebuild, to reimagine. Because modern war is no longer about who has the sleekest jet. It's about who owns the sky of information. And in that sky, India was blind. Pakistan was prepared. And the world saw the truth, clearer than any radar. Today, Pakistan isn't just celebrating a tactical win. They're laughing at war cries, turning threats into memes. And through internal chaos, economic strain, and political storms, they still won the sky. We've lost the It may take a decade just to catch up. But it seems impossible with such false reporting, false claims, and false chest thumping.